And welcome back to the Zolteus Gaming Channel. I am your host, Zolteus. Back with another episode of Empire Sin Boss Review. We've gone over quite a few of them, and everything is shaping up for the bosses. We've had a lot of really good combinations. We've had a lot of good boss abilities and some diplomatic bonuses that were surprising.
I'm your only man.
But we just finished Frankie Donovan. We did Angelo Jenna, a few days ago. So we're going to go on to Goldie Garneau. So for Goldie, the Empire bonus is around speakeasy earnings and casino upgrade cost reduction. So not bad. It's kind of a mishmash, and I say it that way because if you go the speakeasy route, you want to go the brewery route, right? Casinos, yes, they can make you money and they can lose you money, and they're definitely an awesome wild card. But you don't have anything dedicated to one or the other, and that goes for some bosses. Like you've got brewery and speakeasy, so those go together. Brewery and speakeasy, those go together. Brewery and brothel, they go together on a minor scale because brothels can use booze. So It is something that at least has some synergy. Brewing casino, not so much. They can, and I know casinos can use booze, but it's still not going to be a moneymaker for the casino. You're not going to make a stupid amount of money by offering, booze at the casino because, as far as I know, there's no algorithm to make it less likely that they win if they get drunk. So those don't necessarily synergize the best, but it's still going to make you a little bit of extra money. So there is a synergy there. And then same brothel and speakeasy, there really isn't too much synergy there either. So in this case, the synergy just isn't there in the Empire bonus. So, it's still nice to have the upgrade, all of the casino upgrade costs to be, minus 5%. And then speakeasy earnings plus 5%, because if you invest well in the speakeasy, you can earn a pretty decent coin. And plus 5%, that's just more. Just like I said in the last video, 5%. You have 20 speakeasies, it's like you have 21. And if you invest in all of them the same, you're going to make a pretty decent amount of money just based off of that plus 5%. Now, diplomatic bonus, room to grow, threat generation in shared neighborhood, minus 50%. That, I tell you what, in a shared neighborhood. So any boss that isn't a part of your neighborhood, whatever threat you're going to generate from them is just going to be what you generate. However, in the starting neighborhood or any neighborhood that you planned to, start building up your rackets in, shared neighborhood, your threat generation is going to be minus 50%. That's pretty big, and as far as I know, that applies to police as well, which means raid chances are going to go down, which means the chances of bosses just randomly declaring war on you are pretty low. That's actually a pretty decent diplomatic bonus we're talking about right there. So, take advantage of that. If you want to play as Goldie, take advantage of that, because that's gonna be huge in the beginning portion of the game. Plus, in my opinion, it'll be huge in most of the game, because you can start wars when you're ready, as opposed to when they want to start wars on you. They're still going to. It's going to happen. You generate enough threat with one particular boss, they'll declare war on you. But this is going to be this right here is going to be a moneymaker for you, and I don't mean literally. It's going to be a moneymaker for you in determining the pace of the game. And that's a big deal for a lot of people. Now, boss ability, Killer Queen. Bring your enemies to their knees. Place your mark on your enemies. Once marked, fire a shot at each target. Each shot has improved critical chance and ignores defenses. So that right there is insane, because once you start getting into the later part of the game, even henchmen, not even henchmen, even pawns are going to be wearing armor. The ones standing outside of the rackets are going to be wearing armor. So this ability has the potential to be huge. Let's test it out. All right, here with Goldie. as always, I'm going to equip, just so I make it easier on myself. But we desperately want to try out this this ability. I want to see just how it works. So we are going to find some thugs because, once again, easiest way to do things. And let's see just how well this ability works. I'm curious as to its applicability over and over and over in a single turn, or if it's going to be more on the duration of battle kind of situation. So let's find some thugs. As you saw, I saw some red marks, but let's get there. All right, so we here. Place a mark on up to 3 targets. All right, so we now have our answer. We place a mark on up to 3 targets. Wouldn't you know it? We have 3 targets. Bam, bam, bam. 75, 80, 76. Oh, and just met the criteria. I just started the game. This is our first combat. Just earned the nickname Headshot. That is insane. Like, I like it. I do, because you're talking about a high amount of damage. You're talking about basically 100%, because when you mark a target, generally it makes it much easier to hit. As you read in the description, it makes it much more likely to get a critical. And that's up to 3 people. So if you enter, let's say you enter a, and she's using a rifle, which means it probably has pretty long range. You enter a stronghold or a racket or whatever you're trying to take over, and you have line of sight on 3 people, they could probably be pretty far away, and you're probably still going to hit all 3 of them, and that's insane. But we're actually gonna we're gonna do that. We're gonna take over, one of these random empty places and see just how well that works. Now, obviously, line of sight is going to be our worst enemy in some of those places. If you guys have played it, you know that when you go into one of those empty places you want to take over, there's pillars, there's little stacks of boxes everywhere, so who knows if it'll work. But let's find a pretty decent situation and see what we can get from this, because, I see her pull out the rifle. She's not using the automatic that I gave her. And it looks like, she's got some pretty long range. And if she does, that's going to make this ability even more deadly. Let's see how it goes. So right now, let's see. This takes 2 AP. Right now, it looks like she has access to 3 guys. So let's see. We can mark this guy. We can mark that guy. And we can mark that guy. So that's quite a distance. 100% crit, 15% chance. But as we know, it's going to up damage. You can see the damage on there, 63 to 72, which means she's using a rifle. Let's see how well this works. All right, that was a regular. That was a regular. I didn't see the damage on that, but he just straight dropped. So now, instead of 7 guys we're fighting 4. So, decent distance, but like I said, you need to have line of sight. But that was quite a distance away, where, unless you have a rifle user, you're not going to get that kind of distance with the gun she's using now, or, the machine gun. So, we've just shown that, it's not going to matter. She hit all 3 of them. Yes, armor is going to make a difference. It's going to drop some of that, but as we saw, it ignores armor defense. So that's going to play no part in this ability where it would in a normal situation. So Goldie has a pretty decent combat ability. I'm not super thrilled with her racket abilities or her racket bonuses, but her diplomatic ability or her diplomatic bonus and her combat ability, it may tip the scales if you play as Goldie. But that's going to do it for Goldie Garneau. Like and subscribe for more content. And as always, I will see you in the next video.